In this unit, we're going to have a quick look at what a third conditional structure is and why a mixed conditional is called a mixed conditional. Then we'll do a quick review of all the conditionals and draw some conclusions as regards how to use them. We're going to cover a lot of material here, so please use the pause button to review the examples in your own time and go back to review the bits of the video that you might not understand. Okay, here we go. If you remember, the first and second conditional refer to the present and future. The third conditional refers exclusively to the past. We use the third conditional to describe a situation that didn't happen and then imagine what the result of that imaginary situation was. It, of course, refers to unreal situations, just like the second conditional. In practice, we could use the third conditional to show regret, to criticize, to think about missed opportunities, or to be thankful for what you've got now. Take a few seconds to think about the following examples. The third conditional is formed by using a past perfect or past perfect continuous form in the conditional clause and a modal plus present perfect or present perfect continuous form in the main clause. We can see all of these variations in the example sentences. Just as we discussed with the second conditional, the choice of modal is directly related to what you want to say, and just like in the second conditional, you need to have a good knowledge of the reasons for using modals to choose the correct one for the context in hand. In the example sentence, we can see the modals would, could, and might are all used in the main clause. In short, we have to remember two things. 1. Unlike the first two conditionals, the third conditional talks about the past only, and 2, like the second conditional, it is also unreal. Okay, let's talk about mixed conditionals. To begin with, I want you to think about these sentences. Why is a mixed conditional a mixed conditional? Your first answer might be because it mixes the second and third conditional structures, and mostly you would be right. However, sometimes the second conditional itself forms a mixed conditional. But that answer, however, doesn't really help us on a practical level. The better answer would be because a mixed conditional mixes time periods. The present is mixed with the past mixed with the present, the future with the past, and so on. We can see this in the example sentences. In each case, we can see that each clause refers to a different time period. Have another look at the sentences and see which time periods each clause belongs to. A mixed conditional is unreal, point number 1. Point number 2 is you form a mixed conditional by mixing the if clause of the second conditional with the main clause of a third conditional and vice versa. In some cases, the second conditional itself is enough to form a mixed conditional, as we can see in the 4th and 6th examples. The aim is to cover all time periods, and we can do this in a couple of ways. Either by using timestamps like now or tomorrow or next week, or by using implied timestamps. For example, if I were you now, I would think about spending my holidays in the UK, and of course when you're on your holidays, it will be in the future. And this is the reason why we use mixed conditionals, to adapt an unreal conditional structure to fit the context that we're trying to create. But what does that mean? Well, it's difficult to explain, but I think we can all agree that life doesn't follow the same rules as grammar, and grammar is not the structure for real life. This means we have to adapt the grammar rules to our particular situation. Simply speaking, we might need to use a conditional to refer to the past and the future together. The effect of this is threefold. 1. Conditionals are extremely flexible. It's almost impossible to get a conditional wrong as long as the context is appropriate for what you're trying to say. The only thing you have to know are the four forms: simple, continuous, perfect, and perfect continuous, and why they are used, which is what we look at in the first 4 units of this course. 2. How to build the 3 conditionals, and we can see that the rules for each conditional are already quite flexible. And finally 3, and this might be difficult to see or understand, a mixed conditional might create a logical situation in English that might not fit exactly with the rules of your native language. When you have a look at the mixed conditional questions below, translate them into your mother tongue to try to achieve the same effect as the sentence. You might find that it's extremely difficult or even impossible. Okay, with all of that being said, please have a look at the questions below. Please read each question carefully to 1. Find out what the question is, and 2. Make sure you answer it properly. To find out more information about third conditionals and mixed conditionals, please click on the links in the video description to see how other people explain these issues and to do further exercises.